Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikey. You guys are rocking with me on Michael's Intellectual Corner. On today's history reaction video, we're going to be reacting to another History Matters video. This one is, how did the USSR react to JFK's assassination? But don't forget to check out my short series today in history. Excuse my stuff. I feel like I got peanut butter in my mouth. Alright, let's go and get right into it though, guys.
When JFK was assassinated in November 1963, the entire world was taken by surprise. Yet one aspect of the assassination not often discussed is how the USSR, the United States' rival in the Cold War, felt about it. So how did they? How did the USSR react to JFK's assassination?
You know what's crazy too? I don't think I've heard anybody ever cover this topic, but it's a really interesting topic. But nobody's ever really thought, I guess, to do it. Maybe I just haven't come across a good, documentary on it. All right, let's go.
How did the USSR react to JFK's assassination? Well, news of events reached the USSR mere minutes after they occurred in the USA, and the wider Soviet population was in a state of shock. In the halls of power, this shock was also present, and one of the first things that the General Secretary of the USSR, Nikita Khrushchev, did was to make a statement denouncing the assassination and giving his condolences to the USA, the new President Lyndon B. Johnson.
I'm gonna lie, that's a little surprising because, obviously, because of the Cold War, the status of the time, and the fact that we just had, the Cuban Missile Crisis and the situation at Checkpoint Charlie, so, it's a little surprising, but it was very respectable and noble of them, though I can say that.
To the USA, the new President Lyndon B. Johnson and JFK's widow, Jackie Kennedy. Publicly, the image was one of calm solidarity with the United States. Behind the scenes, it was one of blind panic. The KGB immediately launched an investigation into whether or not it or any of its agents or contacts had anything to do with the events, and the answer was no. And the operation...
Sounds like they were really afraid that this could be a cause of war. It really would be an unthinkable act of war, because if you think about it, like, a lot of things happen to create war, but you'd never really hear of somebody taking out or assassinating another world leader, you know what I'm saying? That, almost never happens, but yeah, let's go ahead and get back into it though, guys.
Was no. And the upper echelons of the Soviet government would have been comforted when an American, Lee Harvey Oswald, was arrested. What's that? He's a Marxist who used to live in the USSR? Oh boy. The KGB investigated again and discovered that they never at any point tried to recruit him whilst he lived there, since he was seen as unreliable. The USSR opted to share all of its files on Oswald and was quick to offer their assistance publicly because they really didn't want to be blamed, and Khrushchev wasn't too keen on the idea of nuclear war. For the Soviet Union and its leadership, the days are...
Yeah, it's a little crazy to think that, millions of people, if not billions of people really, because this is nuclear war, would die because of one man's death. Even though that man's a world leader and arguably one of the strongest world leaders, but still, it's just kind of crazy to think about, really.
The Union and its leadership, the days after the assassination, were some of the most dangerous it had ever lived through, barring the obvious. The KGB believed that JFK had been assassinated by the far right, who would then blame the USSR, invade Cuba, and then start a nuclear war. Some higher-ups didn't believe this version of events, but were still concerned that a leaderless USA could see a rogue general fire a nuclear weapon at Moscow in vengeance. As such, the USSR took the position of...
Just notice the insert Earth there, that's freaking goofy.
As such, the USSR took the position of a friendly and open assistant with anything the Americans wanted. And as a result of this uncertainty, the entire Soviet military was placed on high alert and preparations for war were made throughout the entire Eastern Bloc. Soviet leadership also had reservations concerning JFK's successor, LBJ, since they had no idea what his personal opinions were. Was he going to have strict policies concerning the USSR, or was he going to be open to cooperation? At the time, they didn't know, and not knowing made them very uncomfortable. It wasn't long until they got their answer, when LBJ blamed a communist conspiracy rooted in Cuba for the assassination and promptly escalated the Cold War. For a brief moment, the Cold War had ground to a halt, with East and West united in grief for a US president. However, international politics waits for no man, and it wasn't long until the Cold War was back on track again. I hope you enjoyed this.
I gotta stop right there. But yeah, I was about to say, because even in the 60s, even in the late 60s, and even all the way up into the 80s, there's always a huge loom of nuclear war, you know what I'm saying? Because, you gotta think, even in the 80s, you had the Stanislav Petrov situation, which could have, ended everything, and, I wouldn't be here, and, we wouldn't be doing this. But yeah, I actually really want to do a video on that. If anybody knows a good video on that, please recommend it to me. I would love to do a reaction video to it. But yeah, with that being said, please thank you guys for joining me on another history reaction video. I will see you guys when I see you. Please don't forget to check out my shorts videos today in history. I'll see you guys on my next video. I'm out. Peace.